happen without you even thinking. And they don't need to go up to the brain for movement. It's just a simple reflex arc. It goes right to your spinal cord and back. It eliminates the time that it takes your brain to interpret it and send a signal out. When we talk about homeostatic feedback loops, you have sensory nerves that are evaluating your organs, okay? There are sensory nerves that are evaluating osmolarity of your blood, the CO2 concentration, baroreceptors that are measuring blood pressure and heart rate. Those guys are sensory nerves as well. They're going into the brain, to the medulla and hypothalamus, and your medulla and hypothalamus are regulating via efferent nerves or motor nerves to get some type of a reaction, right? So you can think about it that way as well. So when we talk about nerves, we're just going to break them down into categories, but I want you to understand too that you also have sensory nerves coming in and motor nerves going out. Okay? All right. For the peripheral nervous system, we have two subdivisions. We have the somatic nervous system. This is the nervous system that innervates your skeletal muscles. If it innervates your skeletal muscles, when you think of nervous systems, you probably learned some of them are voluntary, some of them are involuntary. Somatic nervous system regulates skeletal muscle contractions. So is it involuntary or voluntary? You have to think about it. You have to think about it, right? It's voluntary. So you have to think about contracting the muscle in order to contract it. Okay? If you're talking about your diaphragm, it's involuntary. It's involuntary. Okay, so it is skeletal muscle. So it doesn't. It's not always. There's always exceptions to the rule. Okay, so diaphragm is involuntary. You don't have to think about it contracting, but it will. You can consciously regulate diaphragm contraction. Okay, so somatic nervous system regulates skeletal muscles. Autonomic nervous system is going to regulate what? What do you mean? Going involuntary organs, right? So your smooth muscle, your cardiovascular system, respiratory system. So it's basically going to maintain homeostasis. So autonomic nervous system regulates homeostasis. Autonomic nervous system is responsible for regulating heart rate, for regulating respiratory rate and depth, for regulating digestive tract, for regulating secretions, let's say your tear ducts, your salivary glands, breast milk production, everything, okay? So it's basically the system that regulates everything in your body. There's something else. Oh yeah. When we talk about nervous systems, guys, autonomic nervous system regulates homeostasis or maintains homeostasis in the body. Okay? This nervous system is very fast acting, okay, compared to endocrines. So you have two different systems that regulate homeostasis. One is nervous system, which is going to be autonomic nervous system. The other aspect to that is your endocrine. Okay? If you want short-term, quick action, it's going to be autonomic nervous system. If you want long-term response or results, it's going to be endocrine because you're releasing hormones, okay? It's nerve impulses versus hormones. And that's really physiology in a nutshell. That the body's regulated from a clinical standpoint, your body's regulated two ways. One's nerves, autonomic nervous system, the other one's endocrine. And if you can understand those two and how your homeostasis is regulated,